फास्टेस्ट क्रिकेट स्कोर अपडेट्स या सबसे डिटेल्ड स्टैट्स,
क्रिकेट के अंदर बाहर की खबरें
या हेल्दी डिबेट्स,
सबसे एक्यूरेट एनालिसिस
या फैंस का क्रेज, सबके लिए एक ही प्लेटफॉर्म, क्योंकि क्रिकेट मतलब क्रिकेट नेक्स्ट।
Hello everyone, you're watching Cricket Next. I'm Suramya Kaushik and it's day 5 of the first test of Ashes 2023. It's going to be a cracker of a day because Australia need 174 runs to win. And it's going to be a really interesting game because it's even Stevens right now. कोई भी जीत सकता है, इंग्लैंड भी ऑस्ट्रेलिया भी। विकेट गिर गए तो इंग्लैंड की तरफ मैच जाएगा और अगर रन्स बना लिए ऑस्ट्रेलियन बैटर्स ने तो ऑस्ट्रेलिया ये मैच जीत सकती है। लेकिन क्या क्या देखने को मिलेगा, हम उस पर सारी बातचीत करेंगे। लेकिन उससे पहले बुला लेते हैं हम चैतन्य नंदा और चेतन नरूला को। बहुत ही सारी इंटरेस्टिंग बातें हम करेंगे एशेस के बारे में। वेल, हेलो चेतन एंड चैतन्य, वो कहते हैं ना कि जब क्लाइमेक्स होता है तो सब कुछ चाहिए होता है और मुझे लगता है उसी के बेसिस पे आज बारिश होने लगी है वहां पर, जो कि विजुअल्स हम देख पा रहे हैं। काफी ज्यादा बारिश की प्रिडिक्शन भी थी, थंडरस्टॉर्म की भी प्रिडिक्शन थी और अब वो क्लाइमेक्स में बारिश का फैक्टर और जुड़ गया है।
बिल्कुल, मैंने जैसे आपको बोला, वो फर्स्ट डे का ड्रॉ, फर्स्ट डे का डिक्लेरेशन आज काम आ रहा है जो ड्रॉ को अवॉइड करा सकता है। अगर उस दिन वो खेल गए होते आधा घंटा, मतलब एज ए क्रिकेटर की, मैं एज ए स्पेक्टेटर की बात कर रहा हूँ, मेरे लिए ये मैच बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग है, बहुत ही अच्छी जगह पे पॉइज्ड है। और आफ्टर बारिश अगर मैं इंग्लैंड के कैंप की तरफ से भी देखूं, इंग्लैंड ड्रेसिंग रूम की तरफ से भी देखूं, सो दे विल बी नाउ दे आर इनटू द गेम। कल तक गेम इक्वल था, बट अब अगर फर्स्ट सेशन का प्ले नहीं होता है तो इंग्लैंड विल बी हैविंग एन अपर हैंड, क्योंकि यहाँ पर ऑस्ट्रेलिया को देखना होगा कि वो किस थॉट प्रोसेस के साथ उतरते हैं, बिकॉज व्हेन यू ट्राई टू सेव द मैच देन यू स्टार्ट लूजिंग द मैच। तो यहाँ बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग होने वाला है। इस बारिश ने वो वाली बात कर दी है कि कहते हैं ना कि व्हेन यू आर ब्रेव एनफ गॉड विल कम एंड हेल्प यू आल्सो। सो यहाँ पर वो चीज हमें देखने को मिली है। इंग्लैंड के कैंप ने, उनकी मैनेजमेंट ने एक बहुत ही बोल्ड डिसीजन लिया था और कहीं ना कहीं उसका साथ ऊपर वाला भी देते जा रहा है। आपने देखा जब वो फर्स्ट इनिंग में बैटिंग करने आए तो उस दिन थोड़ा क्लाउडी कंडीशन हुआ, वहां पे उनको फास्ट बॉलर्स को हेल्प मिल गई। और आज वही हुआ, जब एक टाइम पे लग रहा था कि ऑस्ट्रेलिया अगर नॉर्मल क्रिकेट भी खेलेगा, सिंगल भी लेता रहेगा, तो दे वोंट हैव एनी प्रॉब्लम और एनी इशू टू विन दिस मैच। बट ये बारिश ने दोबारा से इंग्लैंड को वापस लाके खड़ा कर दिया है गेम के अंदर।
Yes, absolutely. Now, Chetan, let's rewind a bit और कल के बारे में थोड़ी बात करते हैं। Okay, so जब ऑस्ट्रेलिया बैटिंग करने आया, at one point it was 50 for no wickets. Okay, there was no loss of wickets from the Australian side. Okay, कोई आउट नहीं हुआ था, सब कुछ बढ़िया चल रहा था ऑस्ट्रेलिया की तरफ से। And then comes Stuart Broad. एक्चुअली वो आप देखते हैं ना पिक्चर में, एक की एंट्री होती है। आई थिंक स्टुअर्ट ब्रॉड वाज द विलन फॉर ऑल द ऑस्ट्रेलियंस यस्टरडे। वो एक एंट्री हुई, आपके पास स्टीव स्मिथ का विकेट आता है, लाबुशेन का विकेट आता है, एंड फिर ब्रॉड मैच के बाद कहते हैं कि ओके ऑस्ट्रेलिया, नाउ यू बीवेयर, हम लोग आ रहे हैं एंड यू हैव अ लॉट ऑफ वर्क टू डू, एंड देन इट रेन्स एज वेल टुडे। मुझे लगता है कि बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग वो मैच जब खत्म होने वाला होता है उसकी तरफ हम बढ़ रहे हैं। व्हाट डू यू थिंक? आर यू लाइकिंग दिस मूवी टिल नाउ?
Oh, absolutely. Like Chaitanya said, it's fantastically poised for today. I mean, this is what Test cricket is all about. Slow burn होता है, हालांकि इंग्लैंड उसको थोड़ा सा तेज करने की कोशिश कर रही है। All due respect, जहाँ पे मैं disagree करता हूँ, I'll just say कि हाँ, yes, the declaration is coming in handy now, but I don't think they declared keeping in mind the weather. They declared because उनका दिमाग अलग डायरेक्शन में घूम रहा है, तो that's fine. वो उसका क्रेडिट ले लेंगे मैच के बाद। अगर मैच उनके फेवर में चला जाता है या नहीं भी जाता है तो उसका वो क्रेडिट ले लेंगे, which is what English cricket does. But yes, there's no doubt that the match is fantastically poised. 50 for no loss. Australia were looking very well set for victory. They were looking कि ये लोग बड़े आराम से 280 chase कर लेंगे. And then he removed Labuschagne and Smith, and Warner also got out. So I don't know. पहली बात तो obviously Warner, they probably need to. I had heard कि Travis Head को opening करा के Warner को ये middle order में batting कराएंगे. Maybe they need to revisit that, or maybe they need to figure out. Maybe they need to bring in Mitchell Marsh instead of Warner and move Travis Head as an opener from the next test. I don't know. But overall, I think जो match change हुआ है last session में, I think it's amazingly poised. For once,
Yeah.
I'm hoping the rain stays away because I want to see how it ends. Even if it's an English victory, I think it'll be a very, very deserved victory. I think it's been a seesaw battle. ऑस्ट्रेलिया के
Yeah.
बारे में मैं यही कहूंगा कि they have been ahead of the game many times.
True.
They have been behind the game also. जैसे जब वो first innings में they were behind the game. जब वो 5
Yeah.
down हो गए, but they rescued it. But apart from that, first day declaration, they were ahead of the game. क्योंकि उन्होंने विकेट नहीं खोई वो 20 मिनट में एंड उनको इंग्लैंड को आउट नहीं करना पड़ा, ऑल आउट नहीं करना पड़ा, 400 रन बिना बनाए, उनको बैटिंग मिल गई, 20 मिनट उन्होंने विकेट भी नहीं खोई. सेकंड इनिंग्स में जिस तरीके से उन्होंने इंग्लैंड को बॉल आउट कर दिया, आई थिंक दे हैव बीन अहेड ऑफ द गेम. दे हैव जस्ट नॉट रियलाइज्ड दे हैव अहेड ऑफ द गेम एंड they have not used that momentum to build on it, to exert control on the game, to push England back. उन्होंने कहा है कि हम अपनी शेल में ही ऑपरेट करेंगे और इंग्लैंड को आने देंगे एंड वी विल जस्ट ऑपरेट नॉर्मली. और ऐसा स्पोर्ट में होता नहीं है, क्योंकि जब मोमेंटम आता है ना आपके पास, तो दूसरी टीम उसको यूज करना अगर जानती है तो बहुत अच्छे से करती है, और आई थिंक इंग्लैंड उस चीज को यूज करना जानती है. सो आई थिंक ऑस्ट्रेलिया हैव बीन द बेटर साइड इन द मैच, बट they have not used it. Apart from that day 2 जहाँ पे वो 5 down हो गए थे, I think Australia have been the better side in the match, but they have not used it very, very well. But again, आज पे बहुत ज़्यादा depend करता है कि क्या होगा, और I think Stuart Broad, ये कहूँगा कि Stuart Broad explain की थी विकेट के बारे में कि बहुत flat है and he's the best bowler for England.
Yeah, and I think Chetan, their aggressive style of playing, their aggression, their attacking way is actually, playing a very dominant role in this first test match. Because if you see, आपने जिस तरह से कहा कि इंग्लैंड काफी बार पीछे गया भी है, ऐसा नहीं है कि वो हमेशा से आगे थे इस रेस में, but they have actually kept this approach up and straight that we will play like this no matter what may come, we will do this. एंड जिस तरह से वो खेल रहे हैं, वो उनका अग्रेशन, वो स्टाइल वो नजर आ रहा है. लेकिन चैतन्य, बात करें इंग्लैंड स्पेक्टेटर्स की, वो लोग भी कुछ अपना थोड़ा बहुत रोल प्ले कर रहे हैं. अब बात करी जाए बहुत सारी चीजों की, पर पहले हम बात करते हैं स्टीव स्मिथ और ऑली रॉबिन्सन की. अब मैच में कल ऑब्वियसली स्टीव स्मिथ फील्ड पे थे, तो कुछ ना कुछ तो बूइंग होनी ही थी. So England, the spectators started singing this song that we saw you crying on television and we saw you crying on telly. तो स्टीव स्मिथ ने काफी अच्छी तरह से वो चीज लिया, but I saw Ollie Robinson smiling. But I don't think so this is the right way, because if we remember, if you obviously you might be remembering, in 2019 it was Virat Kohli ने spectators को बोला था कि don't do this. And then spectators were like, okay, ठीक है, we won't do this. पर यहाँ पर तो opposite team अपने आप ही मजे ले रही है कि okay, you want to do it, करते रहो, कोई बात नहीं, this is helping us as well.
See, it's depend on player to player. एक तरीके से देखा जाए तो it's a funny side, because if you see yesterday also when Ollie Robinson played a bouncer and Marnus Labuschagne took a catch, and when there was a third umpire call, they all were standing together, like all Australian team was standing with both the batters, and they were having a laugh about it. They were very friendly to each other. It was very rare to see that in Ashes these players are smiling to each other, talking nicely to each other. So this I think the we saw you वाला जो banter था, उसको English humor थोड़ा सा different है हम लोगों की humor से. तो मुझे लगता है कहीं ना कहीं he was just having a fun with him. और जो विराट ने किया था, विराट was like setting an example as a brand ambassador for India, to the public that we should not do this. So Virat was taking it as a what should be done और कैसे चलना चाहिए. But in this scenario, they were having a fun about it, because Steven Smith was also, having a laugh about it. He was smiling to the crowd. He was not taking it personally. और वो बात भी ना काफी पुरानी हो गई है. So I think it has वो समय ने वो वाला घाव जो है ना भर चुके हैं वो लोग. So I think they have moved on from that. So I think they were both having a fun about it. So I don't think there's anything.
No, they were absolutely. I agree that they were having fun about it. क्योंकि अगर आप वीडियो देखो तो स्टीव स्मिथ भी थोड़ा सा उसको एंजॉय कर रहे हैं. But this is not right, चेतन. आप ऐसे स्पोर्ट में मान लिया मैंने कि ठीक है, स्पेक्टेटर्स ऐसा करते हैं and they try to set the tempo of the match, and obviously इंग्लैंड ऑस्ट्रेलिया की जो वो राइवलरी रहती है एशेज में, वो तो दिखती ही है. But I think it's not right. I mean, I feel that Ollie Robinson, smiling and laughing at it. Don't you think it's right? It's wrong. I mean, because if we talk about the whole situation, I feel that this gesture was not right.
Maybe Ollie Robinson laughing about it was not good, because as a fellow cricketer he needs to understand कि ठीक है स्मिथ ने कुछ गलत किया था, but he's paid the price for it. He's regretted it, and he's cried then because he's sorry about it. So I think उस हिसाब से विराट कोहली's gesture was right up there.
Yeah.
So I think cricketers के बीच में आपस में वो respect होना चाहिए, and I think that is something that I think probably Ollie Robinson, but Ollie Robinson has been behaving that way throughout the Test match, and I think he thinks, not just thinks, I think he knows that he's the lead bowler for England in this series, so he has to behave in a certain way. And it's Ashes; it's going to be very competitive. Rivalry wo rahegi. But from the crowd, I don't really think that's anything wrong, which is fine. I mean, crowd is going to behave that way. You can't. There's going to be 30,000 people every day at the ground. You can't control all of them. And crowds क्या होता है यार? They are the common fans. They are the general public. और उनका जो perception है वो है. I mean, I don't want to say this, but Virat Kohli का एक particular perception है when he goes overseas, whether it's Australia or England, the way he behaves on the field. Similarly, Stuart Broad का Australia में एक perception है. When Stuart Broad plays in Australia, तब उनको कैसे treat किया जाता है. So we can't really control how the crowd behaves. So as long as they're not being unfair on the player, I think it's all fine. And I think they're just saying we saw you cry on TV, which is fine, which is the truth. They saw him cry on the TV, we all did. So when he came out to bat in the first innings, he was really booed. And this is a player who single-handedly won the Ashes last time around. So anything that helps beat his mindset, whether it's the crowd, whether it's the cricketers, they're going to do it. I think it's to a very great extent their game.
It's not the fault of the crowd, because they do all such kind of things, and it's not about Ashes. कोई भी match हो वो लोग ऐसा करते हैं. But I feel the players should not do this. I mean, they should not laugh at such kind of situations. Anyway, आपने एक बड़ा interesting word यहाँ पे use किया, that's unfair. कल से लेकर आज तक चेतन सबको ये लग रहा था कि ऑली रॉबिन्सन ने जो उस्मान ख्वाजा के साथ किया उस पर कब फाइन लगेगा, कब फाइन आएगा. फाइन तो कुछ आया नहीं. डोंट यू थिंक सो दिस इज अनफेयर? बिकॉज़ आई फील दिस इज वेरी अनफेयर.
मैच के बाद आया, मैच के बाद आता है. उसके बाद मैच के बीच में नहीं आता. मैच के बाद आता है.
I got it. But if you see the headlines also, कहीं पर भी ये बात नहीं की गई है कि what Ollie Robinson did was wrong. Because अगर आप majority of reports देखें, so I can see the headlines कि Ollie Robinson is not regretting what he did. He said that, okay, I wanted to do it, so I do it. I mean, I wanted to offer some theatrics because people love to watch that theater. So I can see that kind of headlines, and then I realized, Chetan and Chaitanya, that's the power of the English media. जो चेतन आप बात कर रहे थे, वो जिस तरह से नैरेटिव क्रिएट करते हैं वैसे ही सब लोग फॉलो करते हैं. बिकॉज आई वाज लुकिंग एट द हेडलाइंस. यही अगर विराट कोहली ने किया होता तो मैं हेडलाइंस क्या हो रही होती कि विराट कोहली पास सच काइंड ऑफ कमेंट्स टू द अदर प्लेयर्स. अब यहाँ पे ऑली रॉबिन्सन है तो उसको ट्रीट किया जा रहा है कि ऑली रॉबिन्सन डिड सम काइंड ऑफ थिएट्रिक्स इन बिटवीन द गेम, व्हिच इज कंप्लीटली रॉन्ग. या चेतन,
Look, first of all, जैसे मैंने कहा कि जो भी ICC एक्शन लेगी, अगर लेगी, that's going to be post match. It's not going to be during the match. That's the standard. जहाँ तक मीडिया की बात है, I don't think the English media, like, it's the same thing, when it comes to Ashes, and I think इंडिया को अगर हम छोड़ दें, इंडिया ही एक ऐसी कंट्री है, या एक इंडिया का ही जो मीडिया क्रिकेटर्स का रिलेशनशिप है, दैट्स अ वेरी डिफरेंट रिलेशनशिप, जहाँ पे they take sides even against the team. I'm not saying that whether that's right or wrong. I'm not saying that. But overseas media में मैंने ये चीज जरूर देखी है कि एक बहुत ही पार्टिजन रिलेशनशिप है, और रिलेशनशिप भी बहुत अच्छा है. अब रिलेशनशिप अच्छा है ऐसा नहीं है कि वो क्रिटिसाइज नहीं करते हैं, वो करते हैं, बट ड्यूरिंग अ सीरीज और ड्यूरिंग अ कॉन्टेस्ट like a World Cup or Ashes or whatever, if it's a major contest, they are always going to be very partisan about it. Ashes is Ashes, like मैंने पहले भी कहा था कि Ashes से बढ़कर कुछ भी नहीं है. जब उनको क्रिटिसाइज करना होगा ना, वो क्रिटिसाइज करेंगे, but they will wait till the series gets over, या मिड सीरीज में result based criticism होगा. Actions based criticism कभी नहीं होगा. They will support their they will support their player. So
They'll support even if somebody is abusing the other player. Wow, that's like a
yeah,
great.
yeah. Like I said, it's a very partisan relationship. Like I said, so from that perspective, I'm not surprised. What I'm not surprised about is why the Australian media is not talking about it.
Actually, it's quite surprising, because I saw the
And
headline.
why they are not talking about it? Because, like I said, it is fair game. Because when the English side goes to Australia, this is how they would behave. How the Australian media would behave, how the Australian fans and public in general would behave. So it's fair game as the standard of Ashes is concerned.
Chaitanya, what do you think? Do you think it's fair?
Uh, I think, see, how media reacts, it depends a lot on the media which is in power at that point of time. Like, now England is playing and they cannot talk about their own players when the test match is going on. They don't want to put the pressure on their own players. Till the time, if they start losing, they lose two Ashes test matches, then you will see all these things coming up in the media. Then they're going to blow them up. But right now, England in a very good shape, and I think no media is gonna go and against their own team players. But as a player, I think sometimes you are very pumped up. As a player, when I used to play, also I'm very pumped up. I want to take some wicket, or the match is tense, and someone is playing a very crucial knock from other side, and you are there to get him out. And when you get him out, at that moment you don't realize what you have done it. So
But
as
Chetan,
a
after that you realize ना, फिर जब आप post match presentation में
yeah,
जाएं या बाद में जाएं, आपका वो कहना कि मैं regret नहीं करता and मेरे को करना था मैंने कर लिया, I don't care about it, that's wrong, isn't it?
that what I was coming onto it. कहते ना कि मतलब there are two school thoughts कि आपने अगर कुछ गलत किया है तो आप उसके बाद में माफी मांग लीजिए and you out of that guilt. And sometimes there another school of thought, if you have done it, you don't regret it. So let it, you have done it and let's move on with it. So as a strong, like there are a lot of people, those who have this very strong mindset, they said we have done it, okay, we will not do it in near future, but I'm not sorry for it. I learned it from it, I learned from it, but I will not do it in future. But right now I'm not gonna go public and say that I've done something wrong to put pressure on me. So there are two school of thoughts. So I think depends on person to person what thought he's gonna take with him. So I think that's not a bigger issue for us as a cricketer. We have seen
Okay.
worse celebrations than this.
Yes, obviously, yes, I know, because such kind of things happen in matches. But you know what, we as spectators and as fans, the audience really want that the player should owe up to it and should either apologize or be upfront. And I think Ollie Robinson was quite upfront. He said, "Okay, I don't care about it." So let's see. Let's wait for the test match to end and let's see if there is any sort of fine on him or not. That's it apart, Chetan. Stuart Broad के बारे में हमने काफी ज़्यादा बातचीत करी थी, and I was telling that how Stuart Broad said back in April that he was preparing for that mystery outswinger to get rid of Steve Smith and Marnus Labuschagne, and then he got the wickets yesterday. Do you think practice makes man perfect? It's the formula that Stuart Broad has been playing on.
Yeah, I was actually also thinking, जब आपने मुझे कहा था कि he's been working on that outswinger for Labuschagne and Smith. I think now he can brag about it. Now he can really brag about it. He's got 3 wickets out of 4 in the very first Test match, and I think he's going to be a very, very potent attacking threat for England going ahead. And let's also be very honest. I don't see Anderson playing all 5 Test matches, but Stuart Broad might just. And the thing is, on these pitches, you need a bit more pace, and then they have Markwood sitting on their bench. So, from that perspective, I think England जो है आगे जाते हुए अपना जो सिनेरियो है वो थोड़ा बहुत चेंज करेंगे depending on the conditions and depending on क्योंकि अगला टेस्ट I think is at Lords, so I don't know how they're going to no sorry अगला टेस्ट is at Nottingham, so I'm not sure how they're going to work that out. But the fact of the matter is कि depending on the conditions and everything, they're going to choose their attack. But I think Broad has a better chance of playing all 5 Test matches than Anderson.
What do you think, Chaitanya? Do you think the same? Age is also on the lines. I mean, obviously, I'm not comparing Anderson and Stuart Broad. Stuart Broad is what? I think he's 36 and Anderson is 40. So obviously there's a difference between Anderson and Stuart Broad, obviously, but because they have that kind of experience, and obviously Anderson के पास बहुत ज़्यादा experience है, जितने ज़्यादा wickets लिए हैं. We all want him to see in all the 5 Test matches, but do you think कि Anderson को नहीं chance मिलेगा बाकी के Test matches में?
No, I don't think Chetan is saying that he will not get the chance. He's saying he might not be able to play all the 5 Test matches
हाँ, I mean,
due to
yeah, that only.
fitness and everything. But I
Because of
think I think England has bench strength. They have kept the Markwood outside. They have other bowlers also. So I think they will use him very smartly wherever they think, they need a bowler who can work with the ball, who needs a crafty man. Then the James Anderson gonna come in, and they're not gonna use him continuously and try to finish it off. And it depends also how's the क्योंकि इंग्लैंड का अगर वेदर थोड़ा सा भी ऊपर नीचे होगा तो गर्मी बढ़ेगी तो मुश्किल हो जाएगा बॉलर्स के लिए, बिकॉज विकेट्स काफी ड्राई होती है इस टाइम पे, स्लो होती हैं. डिपेंड करता है कि वो कहाँ खेलने जाएंगे, तो उसके ऊपर एक्चुअली बहुत कुछ डिपेंड करने वाला है. कितना वर्कलोड है, किस मैच में कितने ओवर डालने पड़ते हैं. अब इस मैच में अगर देखें तो ऑस्ट्रेलिया से ज्यादा बॉलिंग इंग्लैंड कर चुकी है, एंड दे हैव टू बी ऑन द टोज ऑल द टाइम. दे वर नॉट रिलैक्स्ड एनीवेयर. मतलब उनको हर वक्त कुछ ना कुछ एफर्ट मारना पड़ेगा. हमने कल भी देखा तो स्टुअर्ट ब्रॉड जब बॉलिंग कर रहे थे लास्ट में, ही वाज रनिंग बैक एंड कमिंग एंड बॉलिंग अगेन बिकॉज ही वांटेड टू बॉल मोर ओवर्स. बट आई थिंक वहां पे भी एक ट्रिक वो मिस करी इंग्लैंड ने, बिकॉज जो 13-14 रन बनाए बोलेंड ने, वो अगर सुबह बारिश नहीं होती तो वो 13-17 रन जो जल्दी के चक्कर में बॉलिंग कर रहे थे, उसको फटाफट बॉलिंग कर रहे थे और वो इजीली रन बना रहा था, वो कहीं ना कहीं उनके ऊपर हैवी पड़ सकते थे. बट लकीली वो वाली बात है, when you have courage, you show courage, God comes to your will to help you out. He came, he started raining out there, and now they are into a very good safe zone. If they bowl according to the plan, I think this
this test match is going to English side. Are you saying this? England लेके जाने वाली है test match.
I am very much sure. Like for me, 80% game is in the bag of England right now. Because अगर पहला सेशन खत्म होता है, see weather will be conditions will be heavy, ball will start swinging, James Anderson will be waiting for it now, क्योंकि अभी तक उनको वैसा मौका मिला नहीं है. तो अगर heavy clouds के साथ अगर वो बॉलिंग करेंगे तो we can see the real James Anderson. And अगर शुरू में विकेट मिल गया इनको आते ही, मतलब अगर जल्दी विकेट ले लेते हैं, ये 1 या 2 विकेट ले लेते हैं, तो मुझे लगता है ऑस्ट्रेलिया कहीं ना कहीं बैकफुट पे जाएगा. They will try to save the test match. And when you start saving a test match, then everything starts happening with the bowling team. They start attacking you. They try to take more wickets. They try to bowl more aggressive, more wicket-taking balls. So that's what happens. So I think 80% it's going England way.
What do you think, Chetan? 80%?
I wouldn't say 80. I think I would say around 65 या 60-40. ठीक है, but why उसका एक रीजन ये है because I don't see 3 sessions happening. जिस तरीके से बारिश हो रही है, जिस तरीके से पानी इकट्ठा हुआ है, I think the morning session will, from what I'm hearing कि 11 बजे तक बारिश रुक जाएगी and then you need another 1.5 hours to clear out the water and get the ground fit. और इंग्लैंड की एक खास बात है कि जहाँ जब बारिश रुक जाती है और आगे बारिश नहीं होती है ना, तो दिन एक्सटेंड हो जाता है. और वो दिन एक्सटेंड तब होता है, और कल भी रात को 8 बजे तक सनशाइन, अच्छी खासी सनशाइन रही थी. तो I think even if they do get 2.5 sessions, it will be during the latter part of the day, and then there will be bright sunshine. Then I'm not sure the ball is going to do as much. Chaitanya is right. Whenever they do come out to bowl, they'll have the first advantage, which is why I'm thinking 60-65%. But Khawaja is there, centurion from the first game. Travis Head has been in superb form on this tour in the first innings. Sorry, first game bola maine, first innings, and obviously he scored runs against India as well. And then Cam Green and Alex Carey. So these batters, why I say कि Australia still have a chance, because अगर हम attacking cricket की बात करें तो it's Head, Green and Carey who play that attacking cricket, right? And the problem here is you don't need 300 runs more or 250 runs more or anything like that. You need 174 runs. A quick half century here leaves only 100 runs to get.
तो चेतन आप मेरे को ये बताओ,
some point of time, चेतन, जब तक 100 रन तक नहीं आ जाते ना, तब तक इंग्लैंड विल बी फ्री ऑफ थॉट्स. पर जहां वो 100 रन आ जाएंगे ना, जहां पे आप 100 से नीचे आ जाएंगे, वहां पे ऑस्ट्रेलिया विल आल्सो स्टार्ट थिंकिंग, इंग्लैंड विल आल्सो स्टार्ट थिंकिंग. एंड ये मैं आपको लिख के दे सकता हूं कि जो हमारे tail enders हैं, they will not play the kind of shots they played in the first innings.
हाँ,
So
obviously,
Australia has
यहाँ पे. But Chetan, you can
65-35 or 60-40.
हाँ, so Chetan, you said कि इनको थोड़ा
Cricket will be the
जल्दी
winner today.
मैं तो 80 दे रहा हूँ इंग्लैंड को, 10 दे रहा हूँ ड्रॉ को, 10 दे रहा हूँ ऑस्ट्रेलिया को.
अच्छा, ऑस्ट्रेलिया को आपने 20 भी नहीं दिया है, चलो ठीक है. बट वो मैं कह रहा हूँ ना, आज क्रिकेट विल बी द विनर.
I'm just kidding, but the game is very well poised. 80% to England. But जो बात चेतन ने बोली है, actually the dangerous players still have to come, and that what I'm saying, because they are very positive players. And if they start try to block the game, then it will become a different. If they play natural game, then it's become a different scenario. But as England, when they are bowling now and they know they have a limited time, so they can adjust their speed of bowling. They might not bring too much of spin into it. They will take more time. They will not bowl more than 13 overs and in a drink session, one session. So they will try to control the game accordingly, and they can set in outfield, attacking field with the boundary saving field. So right now, as a bowling team, you have everything in your hand, the way you want to move the game. So it's very interesting. First half an hour, we will see England will go all out to try to take wickets quickly. But in the similar time, if Australia are able to score runs, if they come with a positive intent and they say, okay, Scott Boland, you go out and you throw your bat. Because Scott Boland, if he stays at the wicket, he will block the balls. It will take out the time for Australia to win the test match.
Yeah.
So if he throws bat and he scores another quick 20, then you understand the momentum will go to Australia's side. England will start putting our fielders outside to save the boundaries. So the game will change accordingly. So it depends how Australia gets into the ground with what mindset. If they ask Boland, you go and play your normal game you are playing, I think that will be very good for England, because Boland will come and block the balls and he wastes the overs, and then Australia will have very less time to win the test match. Then Travis Head has to come and play, all guns blazing. And when you do that, sometimes you might get out. And if Boland gets out, Travis Head get out, then you will see Usman Khawaja will be blocking one end. He will not try to give the wicket. And then it will become a different test match. So
absolutely.
Right now,
Crux is, Chaitanya, I understood. The crux is that Australia need to pace up the things, and they need to come up with a very positive mindset and intent. Chaitanya, you were talking about Australian batters, that they really need to play good shots and they really need to pace up the things. Kya lagta hai? Will they also adopt this baseball thing for just one day? For today's day, they will be also doing that baseball kind of a thing. Jaldi aggressive style ke saath hum batting karte hain aur jeette hain.
No, I don't think so. There's a very stark difference between, Carey, Travis Head, and Green are naturally aggressive batsmen. Okay, but there's a difference between being naturally aggressive and playing baseball. Baseball is Joe Root goes and says कि मैं premeditated first ball पर reverse scoop मारूंगा. उसकी ज़रूरत नहीं है. There is no need for it. Why it irritates me so much? Why baseball irritates me so much? Because उसकी ज़रूरत नहीं है. और आप ये बेकार का ड्रामा करके कह रहे हो कि हम टेस्ट क्रिकेट बदलने आए हैं. आप ऐसे टेस्ट क्रिकेट नहीं बदलोगे. Just because you are hitting a reverse scoop for 6, वो भी premeditated और वो भी लगा नहीं, आपने attempt किया.
Yeah.
Saying that we are backing ourselves to play this cricket. अभी कल Stuart Broad का Sky Sports पे कमेंट आया है कि जो रूट ने ये बोला तो कि मैं ऐसे खेलूंगा. उसने बोला कि yes, that's what we are all about. आप करो. What do you mean that's what we are all about? 15 साल से तुम क्रिकेट खेल रहे हो, तुमने कैसे क्रिकेट खेला है? एकदम से आके you are just adopted something new and you are all about that. No, you are not all about that. You're just trying to adopt something new and you're just trying to give it a new label. So a very fancy label of that. Anyway, my point is this: कि they are coming back to the original point. They are naturally aggressive batsmen. उनको ये फालतू के reverse scoop मारने की जरूरत नहीं है. Proper cricketing shots खेल के they will show their aggression. जब उनको मौका मिलेगा, they'll score runs. It's a pitch conducive to that. जब the ball starts moving, it gets a little older, it gets a little softer. They will find ample opportunities to score runs. उनको ये करे बिना run बनाने की मौका मिलेगा. And it will take one quick 50 to swing the match in Australia's favor, because they don't need more than 180 runs. 174 का, क्योंकि अगर 50 बनाएगा ना कोई जल्दी से और ख्वाजा अगर उधर खड़ा रहेगा तो वो पार्टनरशिप जो है 70-80 रन की हो जाएगी.
हाँ,
And then it moves the equation below 100, and that will be very interesting. If Australia don't get bowled out today and we have 2 sessions without interruptions, they will win the match.
Most likely. It seems because obviously Alex Carey is also in good form.
Because
Travis
अगर आप बोल्ड आउट नहीं हो रहे हो 2 सेशन में आपके 90 रन बड़े आराम से आएंगे यार, 90 करके. So you just need that.
but वहाँ चेतन स्टुअर्ट ब्रॉड तो पता नहीं क्या प्लानिंग करके बैठे हैं. उन्होंने कहा है कि ऑस्ट्रेलिया
प्लान तो सबके होते हैं ना यार, प्लान सबके भी होते हैं. मेरा प्लान भी है, कुछ कल मैं ये करूंगा, कल वो करूंगा. प्लान बहुत होते हैं, जरूरी नहीं है कि वो सारे प्लान काम करते हैं. So that's all very fine.
Stuart Broad is on some other level now. Stuart Broad is like, see, I planned it for Steve Smith and Marnus Labuschagne. हो गया, अब मैं आज
level as Usman kid.
No, absolutely not. I'm just loving the way, you know, Stuart Broad comes out and he gives those comments. It feels like he's on some other level. He's like, dude, I am here to win. You can try जो मर्जी करो. But let's see what happens in today's match. As Chaitanya said, it's going to be 80% towards the English side. Let's see if that 80% happens or not. But right now, rain is there and there's a delayed start for everyone to know. We'll wait for the rain to stop and then let's see what happens in today's game. Thank you so much, Chaitanya and Chetan, for joining with me. It was great having you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Chetan.
Thank you.
So I was in conversation with Chaitanya and Chetan, and both of them had their own ideas and their own ways of putting how the match will be. Now, Chaitanya said that 80% of the match will be in England's favor and England might win this match. Whereas Chetan said that no, it's going to be 60-40. Well, what do you think? Let us know in the comment section down below. And for the live scorecard and live updates, you stay tuned to Cricket Next.
फास्टेस्ट क्रिकेट स्कोर अपडेट्स या सबसे डिटेल्ड स्टैट्स,
क्रिकेट के अंदर बाहर की खबरें
या हेल्दी डिबेट्स,
सबसे एक्यूरेट एनालिसिस
या फैंस का क्रेज, सबके लिए एक ही प्लेटफॉर्म, क्योंकि क्रिकेट मतलब क्रिकेट नेक्स्ट.